Hey there guys, Harth here again, and I'm bringing you another Smite commentary. This game I'm going to be playing Xbalanque, the newest god, the Mayan rising jaguar sun? Something like that? Hidden jaguar? The hidden jaguar sun. There we go. He's the hidden jaguar sun. And my teammates this game are an Agni, Hel, Bastet, and Emir. I'm laning with the Emir. We're going to be laning against Hel and Hades, and the rest of their team is Kali, Artemis, and Ao Kuang mid. So, I'm bringing this commentary today to not so much focus on this particular game, even though it's a pretty decent game, I guess, as Xbalanque. I'm still sort of like trying to figure him out, but I'm really enjoying him. I'm still trying to figure him out, and I mean it's not like too spectacular, but it's alright. But I'm going to be talking about, I guess all of the recent changes to Smite, since I haven't been doing any videos at all, and I'm also going to be talking a little bit about my channel and how I am going to be doing more stuff with it now, because it's New Year's, obviously. The time of recording this is 3:05 in the morning on January 3rd, 2013. It's now 2013, and last year, I slacked off uber hardcore with posting videos to my channel, and I'm going to fix that now, basically. Now is when that's going to be fixed. The reason I sort of stopped making videos is because I was making a lot of WoW videos, and I sort of stopped playing WoW. It's kind of hard to make videos about a game that you don't play, but in the meantime, I've picked up Smite a lot. I love this game so much. And I'm going to be bringing more Smite videos, of course, in the future. But I've also started playing WoW again. And by started, I mean, like, today. I logged in for the first time in, like, a long time. And, I mean, my experience with Mists of Pandaria has been, like, nothing. This Hades is really aggressive, by the way. I know he was trying to secure the kill on Emir, but it's throughout the entire game. He gets really aggressive. I believe there's actually a point where he chases me all the way to a Phoenix to kill me. It's actually pretty insane. He's uber aggressive this game, and I'm not entirely sure why. But anyway, I've started playing WoW again, so more WoW videos are a possibility. I don't know when, because I still don't know what the hell I want to play right now. So I'm sort of in like this usual rut where I'm sort of just leveling everything, trying to figure out something. So I don't know about that, but I'm sure it'll happen in the future. But more Smite videos is going to happen. I'm loving some of the new changes. Like the new jungle change is like, I love it. I just love the new Conquest map in general. And here, we're almost scored for first blood on Hades, but because I'm a scrub, I, like, just miss my auto attacks. And he's going to get away. He runs. I almost catch up to an almost rising jaguar, but that happens, and then we just turn on the Hel. And pro tip, if you're going to play Hel, I would recommend buying reinforced boots, because that won't happen as easily to you if you buy reinforced boots. Just a pro tip in the future. So, anyway, WoW videos, possibilities, Smite videos, definitely going to happen. I'm looking, as soon as possible, to actually bring myself to start playing Dota 2. And I would like to do, like, an entire sort of series on me learning how to play Dota. I mean, I'm not, like, completely unfamiliar with Dota, because I watch, like, an unnecessary amount of Dota. I love esports. Anyone who's followed my channel for any amount of time knows that I love esports and I love competitive gaming in general. And I watch a lot of Dota, and I feel like it's time I start playing. So, you know, after recording analysis of games, live commentaries, me learning the game, all things like that are all possible. And I want to do that really soon. I'm a little, like, sort of about it because a lot of Dota games can drag on for a long time, and anyone who's followed my channel for a while also knows that my internet connection is absolute trash, and it takes forever to upload really long videos. My computer isn't the greatest either, so render times can be a bit of an issue too with longer things, but that's not a big deal to me at all. I can do overnight renders, no problem. But I don't like doing overnight uploads, but I'm sort of stuck with my internet connection, whereas my computer I can upgrade, and I will be upgrading in the near future, so that's the thing. And I mean, if I had a better internet connection, this break would not have happened. Actually, it might have happened, but I would have been streaming, like, way too much for my own good. If I had a connection able to stream, I would be streaming, like, stupid amounts. But I can't. So, Smite videos, WoW videos, Dota videos, and I've got a few Let's Play ideas as well. I know that hasn't gone the best on my channel in the past, but this will, I promise. I've got a few ideas. I might look to record something this weekend when I can get some time. There are a lot of indie games out at the moment that I think would make for really good Let's Plays just because they're indies and they don't require like too much time to sort of dedicate to, like Borderlands 2 did. So that's always an option. And I mean, yeah, that pretty much covers it. I'll get back in the habit of making videos. I promise. I know I've always said it, but I promise I will. And here, I think, is going to be my first death. Yes. The minions picked me off, unfortunately. But not before Hell died. And that's what I cared about. Hell is... This is a really unsubtle segue into my next topic. Hell is one of the my biggest issues with this game at the moment. I think she's just way too powerful. I've thought that for a long time, ever since, I mean, back when her heal, for the love of God, her heal used to give her a speed increase. I thought she was too strong then, that got nerfed. I thought she was sort of whatever after that. But recently, like ever since the big focus patch, I don't know what it is, it seems like mages just sort of have become ridiculous. I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if it's like a placebo effect thing, but... Oh, here comes another opportunity to show off how much of a scrub I am. Watch this horrible gank on Al Kuang. I mean, I'm going to succeed here, but just watch the auto attacks coming up in a moment. He slithers around, he turns around and slithers, and look at me trying to aim at his tail. Look at how awful I am. A Rising Jaguar up, he pops a health pot, and I pop Branching Bola to try and hit him. Gonna miss this one, and finally I'll score the kill because he walks into it. I am so awful with my ranged auto attacks, it's not even funny. Like, it's my biggest issue with playing ranged heroes. I just have, like, I'm mentally retarded when it comes to hitting auto attacks at a distance. I don't know what it is. But yeah, back to Hell. Hell is one of my biggest issues with the game, and it's why I sort of always want her dead every time I see one on the enemy team. But I'm sure it'll be fixed eventually. Hi-rez is really good about balancing things. People like to think they're not, but they are. As for the focus changes, I know a lot of people don't like them, but I actually really kind of do. Like, I think it's certainly too strong, not necessarily in its implementation, but how easy it is to get focus. Like, Emir is... I don't want to say way too good of a hero with focus, but he kind of is really... I also think that Xbalanque's 3 should be an actual jump so I can get out of ultis like that. But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to say Emir's too good with focus, but he's really strong. With focus, his freeze, can be made to last so long. And... I don't want to say it's a problem, but it's kind of really powerful. And, well, I just think that there needs to be less items with focus on them. Look at our Hell. He's a fucking champ. He says that he's a terrible mid, but he does fine. He's great. I love this guy. Yeah, focus I think is a bit too easy to acquire because it's on like everything. It should be on less items, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I don't know if I think that you should pick up an item because it has focus, or if the focus should be a bonus to an item, but I definitely think that focus is too easy to acquire, and for some gods it does have a bit too much of an effect. I mean, I'm all good for it affecting Amir's freeze and like every other stun, as it should, but it's just sort of really strong. I mean, I guess that's the point, but like, there's no real point to, in my opinion, to building like hardcore tank like I like to do with Amir, in which I'll just build like as purely tanky as possible, either physical or magical, depending upon what the enemy team has more of. And focus just sort of overrides that by making the stun too good. Like, there's no real incentive for me, I feel, to build more protection when I can just stun someone for like 8 billion years. But that's just, maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe my priorities are wrong, but that's just how I feel about it. And as for the map changes, I'm actually sort of in love with the map changes. Again, it's because of like my whole Dota kick that I'm on. Like, seeing something that's more like a traditional MOBA slash ARTS slash Dota clone is like really interesting. I also love Domination. That's a couple of patches too. This is like a couple of patches out of date, but I love Domination as well. I think it's one of the things I love about like Smite in general, and just like this being a MOBA from this perspective, MOBA ARTS Dota clone from this perspective, is that you can do a lot more with it than any other sort of MOBA ARTS Dota clone. And yeah, I'm gonna keep saying that until every one of you hate that phrase with a passion, because I already hate it. But I'm gonna keep saying it until everyone else does. So, let's see, that's pretty much Smite talk covered, channel talk covered. I guess we can just get into discussing this game a bit, and discussing Xbalanque, my thoughts on him and how much I love him, and the way I try to build him. Just everything like that, you know, all the good stuff like that. So, I've had the most success starting out with a point in branching Bola, then getting a point in Rising Jaguar, then getting a point in Poison Darts, then maxing Jaguar, maxing Poison Darts, and maxing Bola after that. Obviously getting points in your ulti whenever you can. And as far as item builds, I start off with the Death's Toll, because the early lifesteal is sort of really good to have when you're laning against two people who are really, really aggressive. Sort of like this game, but this game wasn't a perfect example of it. I have another game that's a pretty good example of it, but it's not as good in my opinion. After that, I like to build boots. Well, Death's Toll, because it's a 750 gold starter item, there's no ranks to it. It's just one rank, that's it, 750 gold. I like to buy that, level 1 warrior tabi, and a mana potion to start with. Then I'll get up to level 2 in my warrior tabi, and usually I'll buy... I've sort of been experimenting with switching between a penetration item, like Titan's Bane or Executioner, into lifesteal, into crit, or any combination of the three. This game I'm going crit into lifesteal, I think. Into more lifesteal, other than what the Death's Toll provides me. But I think the crit is the way I'm going to keep going, because I really like the way it plays out. I'll go crit with Rage, then Soul Eater, or Brawler's Beats. Any of the lifesteal, whatever you prefer. Shoulders keeps wanting me to buy Devourer's Gloves, but I don't really like the stack items. I don't know why, I just don't. I just sort of don't like them. But, yeah, the Devourer's Gloves may be a better choice, I don't know. I've just never built them. I'll have to try it and see. Normally I build Soul Eater, and that's worked for me so far, but in a game like this with a Hell, Brawler's Beat Stick might have been better, but I just went with the Soul Eater anyway for the extra health. Because Hades was being really aggressive with his ultis, so I figured if I had more health to survive in them, that would be, you know, best. That wall, I swear, sometimes his walls are perfect, sometimes he just uses them to troll, and sometimes they're just awful. Like, very rarely do Shoulders walls fail me, but when they do, they fail me so fucking hardcore.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Anyway, Soul Eater is where I'll go. I sold my Death Toll to buy level 2 Soul Eater, then picked up level 3 when I had the gold. Replacing the on-hit health return with actual lifesteal. Because once you have actual lifesteal, Death Toll isn't really needed. And then you're going to want to move on into some penetration. I think I go Titan's Bane this game, maybe? And then I think Void Blade after that, and Executioner following. My choice for penetration is that I just want to try and milk every bit of damage against everyone, including tanky heroes, out of my auto attacks and my Rising Jaguar, because Rising Jaguar fucking hurts, right? If you get hit with the poison darts and a Rising Jaguar, it hurts so much, as can be seen multiple times throughout this game. So that's my sort of reasoning there to go penetration after lifesteal. If Hades is just going to immediately pop his ulti. It's one of the things that Hell just stood no chance. Like, look how much damage that does. It does a stupid amount of damage. I unnecessarily popped my ulti there to get the kill. It wasn't needed because of Ymir's wall. That's one of the things about Xbalanque I'm still sort of trying to figure out. That's when I should use my ulti. I had the same problem with Thor when I started playing Thor, back when Thor was utter garbage. I could never figure out when to pop his ulti, but I don't know. I'm starting to see more uses for Xbalanque's ulti the more I play him. It's just, if I had to pick one problem I have with Xbalanque, it would be his passive. I don't understand how it's reasonably, like, effective or what's the word I'm looking for? Reasonable to ask to kill someone during his ulti and get passives on to get a stack on his passive. Like, I just don't understand it at all. I love this. Hell, here it comes. Hell hears me in the jungle. Hell hears me taking the mono buff. So I'm like, okay, I'll just man up. I start manning up on her, and she runs away, as to be expected. And then Hades is behind me, so I'm like, alright, I'll get the hell out. He fears me for a moment. I keep running. Ymir's doing everything he can to save me. I believe he misses that wall, which causes Hades to still be on me. And Hades does that. I sprint away. I don't realize how low on health I am at this situation. I'm like, alright, I got this. He's still chasing me. He's pretty fucking crazy. I'll jump. I'll be okay, though. I get to my Phoenix, and he does that, and then hits me with that thing, and I die. Right? This Hades wanted my blood, and I don't know why. I don't know what I did to him to make him so angry at me, but he was really angry. And then we can see the Hell getting picked off by Kali here. She lives through the ulti, but then dies to that thing.
An ally has been slain.
Now we've got Bastet over here. I don't know actually what Bastet's doing because I've got my shop in the way. But you can see I finish off my level 3 boots. And I believe I'm going to pick up my first level in something. Titan's Bane. Yep. It'll be Titan's Bane Void Blade Executioner, I'm pretty sure. Right now I'm 5 kills, 3 deaths, 7 assists. It gets a little bit better. We got some complaints in chat about MIAs not being called, and whether or not they were being called, and things like that. This is why I've started making Shoulders buy wards for me when I'm carrying, so that that doesn't happen. Now I've seen Alquang take the tower and then go left, so I chase after him and call him missing. And I make a mistake here. I assumed he had, like, because I didn't see him in the lane yet, so I assumed he had just sort of went that way, but then I saw he was in the lane. So I hurry my Jaguar ass back up there. I see the Bastet pounce through the jungle, and then she goes back in when she sees I'm here. Kali's coming in behind them to try and catch up. And Artemis is here as well. Artemis gets stunned by something. I think Agni. I pop my ulti, just jump in. The Artemis dies. I chase after the Kuang, trying to get him with something. My sprint's on cooldown, unfortunately. That misses. But I managed to pick him off with an auto attack. And then Kali comes after me. She wants some. All of my stuff is on cooldown except for my Rising Jaguar, but I don't have the damage with the Poison Dart, so I didn't engage that fight. If I had it, I probably could have killed her, no problem. Although there's also a chance that she would have just did her bloodbath thing. I don't remember what it's called. Her AoE lifesteal thing. Blood Siphon? Something like that? But then I go in on it, and she takes a little bit of damage from it. I'm not sure if she actually got hit by my poison or not.
Nice job.
So I don't know if it applied the 50% extra damage. But either way, I push her back to the tower, and at this point I'm just holding this lane, waiting for Bastet and Agni to get back because they both died in that engagement. Now Kali's gonna B. She's gonna go back, so I'm just gonna clear up this lane and hold out until Bastet comes back in lane. And here she comes. I'll B after that. And at this point, we have 2 towers left, none mid, and our remaining tier 2 tower on right it's got about a quarter of its health left. Meanwhile, they have a tower right lane, full health, a tower mid, full health, and 2 towers left, almost full health. But that's okay. We're 21 minutes in, and things are going pretty well at this point. I'm feeling pretty confident about our ability to win, because none of them can really output enough damage quickly enough in a one-on-one fight to stop me, with the exception of probably Hades. Now this Kali's going to engage on the Amir. She's going to pop her ulti, and she's just getting chunked by everything. I take an Al Kuang 1. I pop my ulti, chase after the Kali. She's almost dead, and the Bastet's going to come in from the other jungle to hit her and clean her up. Meanwhile, I'm going to turn back on the Al Kuang, miss my auto attacks like a scrub. I'm going to chase after him, hit that, use the Rising Jaguar to get in front of him. He turns around, and that gives me enough time to hit the auto attacks to score a kill. Meanwhile, Hades, over in mid, charges into all three of my teammates, pops his ulti, and dies. Again, being super aggressive, and I'm not entirely sure why. Anyway, I'm gonna head back now. Level 17, and I can pick up. I think I can pick up something here. Maybe not. At this point, I'm looking through my menu, trying to find appropriate VGS commands to use, and yeah, I'm gonna get a Void Blade here. So I pick up level 1 Void Blade, and quite clearly I am the greatest. I still say this game needs Shazbot. At this point I'm 8-3, I didn't get a chance to see what my assists were. I'm gonna head up right lane, Ymir's just gonna clean all those up, because Glacial Strike is awesome. I believe at this point we're just gonna try and push this lane up a little bit until something or we're just going to immediately turn into the jungle. Way to prove me wrong, past self. I'm going to pick up this buff here is what I'm going to do, actually. And I think I'll go and pick up the cooldown buff after this. And it looks like there's a big sort of engagement. Not really an engagement, but a bit of a scuffle going on in the top left jungle. I see Hill's mid. So I'm like, and Hades is over here, so I'll just come over here and farm this some more. Why not? While the Hades, I don't want to say the Hades could take me in a one-on-one fight, because if I was fighting back, he probably couldn't. But I wasn't really sort of willing to fight him after he chased me down into the jungle like that. I wasn't really willing to fight him alone. Even though meanwhile, I see this Hell. She very obviously wanted to come in for a gank, so I unload on her, pop my ulti, and she gets stunned and she dies. Now, with our friendly Hell here, I'm willing to chase down this Hades. I stop at the creep wave to clear it up. At this point, I'm starting to crit pretty hard. And branching Bola just becomes so effective at clearing out creep waves that it's actually just kind of silly. You know, for an auto attack, like, it's just sort of silly at how effectively you can clear out creep waves. Now, this Hades is staying around, and it's not the right choice. He does not want to be anywhere near this. I'm going to Poison Dart him, go in, and that's going to do so much damage to him, and I can secure the kill on him, no problem whatsoever. Just needed a little bit of help from that Hell to get him down, no problem. So now this tower is going to be is under a lot of danger for them. There's honestly not too much they can do to defend it, considering their Hades and their Alquang just died. Their Alquang died somewhere left lane, I think. But that tower just melts. There's nothing they can do to contest that. And now we're going to push up on the Phoenix. Hell is back, and she wants to try and clear out this creep wave just to make it a little bit easier on her team. But with this amount of pressure knocking on her doorstep, there's really not too much she can do for too long. Bastet and Agni, meanwhile, are still holding up left lane. They haven't made any they've made a little bit of progress on that tower, but not too much. Kali comes over here, and she hurts a little bit. Like, I can sort of do that, and if it weren't for the fact that Hell healed her up as soon as I did the damage, like, that probably would have done as much to her as her ulti did to me. But sadly it's not to be, because Kali and Hell is a ridiculously powerful lane. Or just in general, like a sort of team fight combo. Not even a team fight, just 2-on-2. So me and Hell retreat back down the lane because we don't want anything to do with that, especially because they have friends show up. I believe Hades is over there now. Yeah, Hades is over there. I didn't want anything to do with that, so I'm going to go back home and get my level 3 Void Blade. So now I've got a lot of penetration to fight anyone, and at this point, it's around the time I start feeling comfortable enough to really take on anyone one-on-one. Unfortunately, there's not that much of that. I don't really think we see any of that in this game, but mainly because I'm still trying to learn Xbalanque and I don't feel too safe just being like balls to the wall manly with him. But this Hell comes up, debuffs the enemy Hell. I pop my ulti. She's gonna die, I think. And yeah, just look at how much damage she's taking. I think she may actually get away here. Actually, no, I know what happens here. One auto attack away from killing her. The Hades comes in, pops his ulti to save her life, and then he just immediately gets beaten down. I seem to remember making a remark about how adorable it was that he would sacrifice himself to save Hell, but that in actuality it's pretty futile. And now we're back up the lane, me and Hell pushing this Phoenix again. The middle tower goes down because Bastet was pushing on that the whole time. We're just waiting for our creep wave, and Bastet's going to come over here and join us to try and take out the Phoenix. So in we all go. Kali comes out, tries poking at us a little bit. She pops her ulti, and Hell's taking a lot of damage here. She heals herself back up a little bit, but she's going to drop. Meanwhile, I'm going to go in with all of that. Me and Bastet going to kill them. Bastet scores a double. And now the two of us are going to push down this Phoenix. With Artemis died on one of the other lanes as well, so there's pretty much nothing they can do to contest this. That's a Phoenix down. This game is sort of slow. At this point, with the Phoenix down, you can sort of tell that the game is slowly coming to an end. I'm picking up my first rank in Doombringer. Deathbringer, not Doombringer. This isn't Warcraft. I'm going to head back up the lane just to sort of babysit a couple of waves of fire minions to make sure that they get up there and into the base to try and do a little bit of damage. But something is going to distract me here in a moment, and I'm going to veer off into the jungle, I believe. Yeah, I turn around and I'm veering off into the jungle. Agni and Agni died somewhere. I'm not sure. He must have died before the Hell, actually. I'm not quite sure where he died. Now, the Hades is mid. I'm going to grab this buff again. And I believe I'm going to go mid with everyone else. So yeah, I come up here to grab the mana buff. Don't prove me wrong, past self. Yeah, come up here to grab the mana buff, and then I'm going to join the Bastet middle, I believe. And I make a bit of an overcommitment mistake by staying here. So, I'm sort of looking around in the jungle looking for something to kill. I saw the Kuang there. I hear him just then, like, make a noise. I think he slithered or something. I see him coming in, so I'm like, alright, I'll just jump on him. It's not going to be a problem. He takes way too much damage, and he dies. Now Kali comes, and as does Artemis, and I try to pop my ulti to get away, but it's too much. So that was a mistake. Now Artemis comes out of the jungle right there, pops her boar, gets a stun on all three, but really doesn't accomplish that much. Hell takes a fair bit of damage from that, because it's kind of swishy, and now Kali tries to burst her down with her ulti, and she manages it. So now we're down 2. Me and Hell are both down for fairly lengthy amount of times. Meanwhile, Emir just sort of mans up on the Kali and kills her. Now he's trying to do the same to the Artemis. Although less killing and more trolling, but that's how it usually works with shoulders. And for some reason that shows that I was killed by Hades, but that doesn't seem right at all. I don't know why that happened. Well, they want Fire Giant. I think it was Hell who was pinging out Fire Giant. So Emir and Bastet head over there. I see I can pick up my level 2 Deathbringer, which is good. Bastet jumps into the damage buff to clear that out, no problem. And I'll be up in 20. Hell will be up in 40. And very shortly when Bastet gets here, they're going to engage Fire Giants. And it'll be ours, right? Even with all of them up, which actually no, the Kali's not up. Even with 4 of them up, there's nothing they can really do to contest this, honestly. Their Phoenix had just came back up, and that's what they were worrying about, pushing out the lanes again. So there was no way they could possibly contest that. So I get back up. I managed to get up in time to get Fire Giants. And with 4 of us having Fire Giant, that's sort of the beginning of the end, really. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take Gold Fury just for a little bit of extra help, but it doesn't really matter. Right? This game is about to be over. Look at me critting 718 on this thing. At this point, I'm just sort of way too strong. They're too far behind, really. Even though they're not actually that far behind in gold, if I recall correctly. The gold score is actually pretty close. But just as far as team fights go, there's nothing they can do. They score no hope of winning. Now, I'm sort of behind them here. I'm not quite sure how I got here. I do all of that. Pop my ulti on them to mess with them, but nothing really comes of it. I take a lot of damage from the Artemis. But now Kali is going to wreck me, basically. I try to man up with her, and I almost succeeded, but I ended up dying. Well, Bastet scores a triple kill and gets a deicide, and they're pretty much just going to push in and win at this point. Like, I don't think I'm even going to get back up in time for this. They're going to wait for the creep wave. They're going to push down the Phoenix, and then just walk in and beat the hell out of the Minotaur.
Your team has destroyed a
So,
enemy.
I finished this game 12 kills, 5 deaths, 14 assists. Not so bad, considering I've only played Xbalanque a handful of times. And, I mean, I'm enjoying him a lot, actually. He's one of my favorite gods already. And that's going to be GG.
Thanks.
GG, well played. The other team put up a really good fight, but our team fight potential was just too strong. So, that's it from me. I'll see you guys next time. Watch out for new videos. They will be coming. Thank you guys for watching.